Ladies and gentlemen and ninjas, welcome back to the Decon Podcast here on the African Geekdom Corner with me, your boy JP.
Hi.
Today we're here to review Peacemaker. And these names, if you've not been watching the show, you've probably heard of them on social media, and they should be a household name by now because these are some of the best written characters I've seen on any DC TV show to date, or any TV show. Well, a lot of TV shows, but they're some of the best. Harcourt, Myrn, Adebayo, Economos, Vigilante, and Peacemaker. So, grab your drinks and let's find out if this show was worth a piss. Peacemaker. What do we think? God damn. You see, I feel we've had so many DC shows, most of them from the CW and whatever's been going on there. But along come James Gunn with Suicide Squad and Peacemaker, and Suicide Squad is effectively like the first episode on Peacemaker at this point. The humor, the violence, it all fits. Leave it to Sir James of House Gunn to somehow find the humanity and the humane aspects of these characters while exposing them to the most atrocious things you can imagine to see on screen. And you have some very sympathetic characters. And James Gunn's style is really showing in this. He was allowed to do whatever he wanted. I thought like with Suicide Squad he did whatever he wanted. No, now he has really cut loose with Peacemaker. The characters, let's start with Peacemaker himself. In the movie, bit of an asshole, not likable at all. Funny, but not likable, especially around the end there. But it was engineered to be that way. In this show, gets through a lot of development and becomes a very humane and sympathetic character. You can relate to his, well, you can't really relate, he's been through a lot of nasty shit, but you understand at the very least why he is the way he is. Mostly because of his dad, played by the T-1000 himself. And his teammates, from Myrn to Adebayo, Harcourt, Economos, and I didn't think this would be a redeeming or, was a character that could have been simply the butt of jokes. But even by the final episode, Economos becomes a very sympathetic character, and you understand his plight as a person, as all people. We all have things that we are struggling with. And it is amazing how in what is supposed to be a comic book property, with all its extravagance and exaggerations throughout, James Gunn managed to weave a very humane story about the people. The action was great, top-notch action. It's probably the best fight choreography you or, well, any of us have seen on a TV show to date. And I suppose the more softer parts of the show would not have had such a big of an impact if the action sequences and other elements, science fiction or horror, in the show itself were not so extreme. It's the show is a amalgamation of two extremes: extreme horror, extreme violence and action, and exaggerated things, humor, and then great pathos and empathy for the characters. These two things somehow balanced out each other without all the violence and action, all the tender moments you have with these people, what they go through, about their lives. It wouldn't work. And it didn't work on all of the CW shows. Oh my god. Every other episode, some bullshit about either Barry and Felicity's relationship. Felicity. Right. No, Felicity was with Oliver. Yeah, their relationship annoying the shit out of you. Here, there is a bit of relationship. Oh, well, not even a relationship. There's an interest between a little budding romance that's alluded to between Harcourt and Peacemaker. But it's never over. It doesn't overshadow the overall story. It doesn't clutter anything. The show is still fun. Adebayo and her wife. It is well done. It doesn't like hit you over the head with representation, black female couple, very important. No, matter of fact, she's married to a woman. Now she's gonna kick some ass. It's a superhero show. Your characters need to be kicking some ass. I don't know how that got lost over at the CW. How they didn't get that. Hey, maybe let's focus on the story and the action, and the characters will come along. We'll build your characters around that. Just give your characters an interesting backstory. Don't make their life story and back to Peacemaker. If anything, this show proves that or anything that James Gunn has done with DC, it proves that several different versions, several different things can coexist within the DCEU, if that is even a term anymore. Zack Snyder's DC can exist. James Gunn's characters can exist. Zack Snyder's dreary, somber tone, which fits well, let's say, with Justice League and Batman. Even Wonder Woman, that is. And James Gunn's balls to the wall insanity and sense of humor. That can be the same universe. It works. Yeah, and don't forget, James Gunn wrote the script for Zack Snyder's first directorial debut. Army of the Dead? No, not Army of the Dead. Dawn of the Dead. Sorry. And that was a great movie. These two guys work well together. Let's hope that Snyder comes back. Hashtag restore the Snyderverse. Yeah, come at me, bro. I don't give a fuck. For this show, the special effects were great. I talked about the action sequences, characters. The writing was consistent. It was all written by James Gunn, so no inconsistencies. Well, maybe I was so enamored with it that I didn't notice any inconsistencies. And of course, shout out to Eagly and Vigilante. Vigilante, fuck's sakes. Great character, lots of fun. And that ending, great ending. But I was worried that, spoiler alert, the Justice League shows up. I was worried that the Justice League might overshadow everything and anything and everything that was achieved by this team, this mini this mini Suicide Squad team up. But it didn't. It was wholly appropriate or wholly inappropriate. Peacemaker was a great time. I highly recommend this. I'm gonna be rewatching it again. So overall, my rating for this one would be 9 out of 10 reels. 9 out of 10 reels for real, fam. And on my Shaggy scale, I rate this a Mr. Bombastic.
Mr. Bombastic.
So as usual, this has been me, your boy JP, here on the African Geekdom Corner. So, live long and prosper. May the force be with you, and may the odds be ever in your favor. Wakanda forever, my ninjas. JP